Hey guys, welcome back, y'all. So tonight I am making some chocolate chip cookies that I'm going to take to a farmer's market that I'm doing tomorrow. I do it every other Saturday now that the summer is hit and we've got vegetables. But these are, I found the recipe, or Dennis sent me the recipe. I've tried so many different chocolate chip cookie recipes, but these are Mama Kelsey's chocolate chip cookies, more or less. I do a little bit different, um, just a little bit different. She has, I think, white chocolate chips. I just do milk chocolate and dark chocolate chips. And she does the recipe that I found, anyways, has like 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. I do like 3 because we really like the cinnamon. It just hits different. I don't know. That cinnamon in there is amazing. So follow along with me, show you guys the recipe, and I will put the recipe in the description so you guys can have that as well if you want to try them. They are some of the best chocolate chip cookies I have ever had. So this is just my baking soda. Kind of let it dissolve in that hot water. And check my butter. So I got my butter melted. We're going to let that cool off. And to help that kind of cool off faster, I do it in one bowl, but then I transfer it into another bowl so that it cools off a little bit faster, and that bowl is pretty hot. I would do this with my stand mixer, but I was not using it a whole lot. It's heavy. I was out of space. So I gave that to my daughter, gifted that to her so she can have that and use it because I think she likes to make breads and stuff, which I do occasionally, but I can just do those by hand just as quick. So I gifted that to her. I think the dog is at the door wanting in. Come on. Go. She assumes she's going to get a treat when she comes inside, and that doesn't always happen. Only at certain times. Go. Thank you. All right. So I got my butter there. I'll let it start cooling off. And then I'm going to go ahead and get everything else measured out. I need 1.5 cups of brown sugar and 1 cup of just granulated sugar. Out. Thank you. Go lay down. Thank you. All right. So I'm going to get my sugars measured out. 1.5 cups brown sugar. I think I just said that. 1.5 cups brown sugar, which I was low on, so I had to buy another one. Definitely not 1.5 cups in there. And I am a messy cook, messy baker. I go through a lot of bowls and things, so you know. These are some beautiful little measuring cups that my sweet sister-in-law got me for Christmas a couple years ago, and I just love them. Use them all the time. And yes, this is more for liquid, but it's going to get the job done. Get the rest of this brown sugar out of here before I open the new bag, which I already know I'm going to have to, but that way I use the oldest first. And you can use light brown sugar, dark brown sugar. It's I've done both. If I do the dark brown, of course the cookies are a little darker, so not a big deal to me either way, whichever one. But because the recipe, I'm not even there. I am not paying attention and spill my water. No water in there now. Do that again. Wipe that mess up. Go ahead and get. Doesn't look like I lost my. That had not dissolved yet, so not a huge deal. It's just a little bit, so I might do just a touch. Okay. We're going to move this out of the way so I don't spill it again. Alrighty. Dennis is outside picking for me since I'm doing the farmer's market tomorrow and he has to work. He's a sweetheart out there picking some produce for me, which I'm going to go as soon as I get this going. I'm going to go out there and help him get some things. So that works. While I'm at it, go ahead and fill my jar back up. Pack it in there. There we go. Back in my messy pantry. My door is broken, so we gotta fix that. You know, you're always fixing something around your house, ain't you? Just like my dishwasher ain't working. But that's all right. We can wash dishes by hand. Sugar. My hands are all nice and buttery. All right, so I got my 1.5 cups of brown sugar. And I'm going to see if this is cooled off. You don't want it too cool because you want it to help melt your sugars. And you don't want it to start solidifying again. All right, so then we need 1 cup of granulated sugar. And I'm going to actually just use, okay, yeah, that fits in there. 1 cup granulated sugar. I'd like to try to get, like I said, most of my stuff measured out first. And then I grab my mixer. It's my little $10 hand mixer. Good purchase. All right. Doesn't look like it's in there very well. There we go. All right. Get my eggs. Fresh from my chickens. Last night or this morning one, I can't remember. Just gonna wash it a little bit. I always try to wash them right before I use them. If y'all can hear in there, I have a YouTube channel we watch, True Grit Appalachia. They're in there. That's in there playing. So we like to watch them. And Veggie Boys, my absolute favorite. I love that family. I love the family dynamic. I think they are wonderful. And we watch them religiously. So we watch the Veggie Boys that Andrew put out. We watch A Stable Life that Joel does. And then we also watch Daniel and Sadie's new baking recipes from Grammy's Recipes. So I'm enjoying that one as well. So it feels like my butter has cooled off enough. I'm going to just put in my sugars. So there's my brown sugar, granulated sugar, and then I'm going to mix this. I started mixing with that. I'm going to mix it, and it says to mix it for 4 minutes. So we're going to do that. That's enough. 2 minutes. One more minute. Looking good. It's looking good. Looking like it does every time I make it. And then it says I'm going to add 1 egg and 1 egg yolk. About 30 more seconds. It's on my cord. So I turn my mixer down to low while I add my eggs and mix it all in. But I don't want it to splatter, so I turn it down. Then I'll turn it back up once it starts to get incorporated. So there's that. And then I just need 1 egg yolk. But that has mixed in really well. So I'm turning it off while I get my other egg because I just need the yolk. And knowing me, it'll be everything, or I'll bust my yolk. There we go. I did that fairly well today. You guys are watching, that's why. All right, mix that one in. it up a little bit. Get it mixed in real good. And then I'm going to add a tablespoon of vanilla. Okay. Just set that over here earlier, I think. I did. Love vanilla. So I have lost like all of my actual measuring spoons, but I have these that have the spoon and the cup on the end. So a tablespoon of vanilla. And it says to do that, mix that in for 30 seconds. Then I'm going to add my dissolved baking soda. Can you do that? Mix both of them at once? Because I can't. We'll hold this one still and make sure this one's dissolved really well. Looks good. Alright. Right back down. Looks like it's dissolved fairly well. Alright, mix that in. Alright, that looks good. Alright, so you see that looks good. Everything's mixed in. I do have an egg white. I always toss them. Alright, so now we're going to get together our dry ingredients. Put that in there. We're going to do our dry ingredients. Okay, so our dry ingredients, it's 3 cups of flour, all-purpose flour, AP, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, or if you want to add more like me, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. I do 3. And then it does call for 1 teaspoon of salt. Now I use salted butter. So I don't do a teaspoon. I just do a little sprinkle more of salt. So I'm not precise when I measure. Technically, maybe I should be, but I don't level off and all that most of the time. So I usually have this in my container, but I haven't transferred that in there yet. It's been a long week. 2, and I do go through, Dennis, he kills me sometimes. He's like, how many bowls? So I do go through a lot of bowls when I do these. Because I have my bowl that I melt my butter in. Then I have my bowl that I do my wet ingredients. Then my dry ingredients, measuring those out separately. Ooh, that was loud. So there's 3 cups of flour. And I'll put this in my flour container in a little while. All right. And 3 cups of flour. 1 teaspoon of baking powder. So that teaspoon, which is wet. I'm going to dry that out. I want to teaspoon baking powder. My cinnamon. There again. I'm in the South. We measure with our hearts. But I am going to, like I said, about 3 teaspoons because we like the cinnamon. I don't know what it is. It just adds such another level. I mean, like, so good. You can see we like cinnamon. This is only a couple of weeks old. Dennis puts cinnamon in his, when he brews coffee, he puts cinnamon in his coffee when he brews it. So, all right, this spoon was used for butter, water, I don't know. So, try not to give myself too many things to wash tonight. Sorry, my light just flickered out. So I went dark. Thought our power went out there for a minute. But it is just my light. It needs to get me a new light bulb or the new light fixture, I guess. All right, so there's that. And now we're going to put the dry into the wet. We're going to turn this off. Okay. So it says to do like half a cup at a time. I may do a little more than that at a time. It just depends. But I do have to really ramp up my blades towards the end. So start it slow. And just start mixing it in. And I wait until it's just about completely mixed in before I do another cup of it. And that wasn't a full cup. It was probably about half, maybe a little more. Okay, so that's pretty mixed in. We'll go get another scoop. And again, the more you add, the more you have to ramp up your speed if you're doing a hand mixer. So that's good. And when I get towards the bottom, I just kind of tip the bowl a little bit at a time. He's going to be done picking by the time I get this batter made. Mix the rest of that in. And then once all this is incorporated, we're going to add our chocolate chips. Now again, if you want to do the white chocolate chips like she does, you can do that. I like chocolate and chocolate and chocolate, so I do milk chocolate and dark chocolate. All right, that seems to be pretty good. Let me turn that off. Actually, let that try to get some of that mix off. All right, looks good. Take my beaters off. Ooh, those are hot. All right. So whatever brand chocolate chips you like, you use whatever is convenient for you, whatever you have. Thick. Good. All right. So what I do with my scissors, I had some scissors laying here. I lose everything. I'm not kidding, you guys. It's a problem. There they are. Chocolate chips, maybe a quarter, half a bag. Dark chocolate chips. And I've already used some of these. And I actually also have a dark chocolate candy bar in the fridge from where I made when I do brownies. I chop up a chocolate bar and put in my brownies. And I think I'm going to chop the rest of that up and throw it in here as well. So put a few more chocolate chips. This makes, depending on what size cookies you like, this can make like 4 to 6 dozen cookies. So it's a big batch. And I did try to half it, and it just did not taste the same. I don't think the texture was the same. So if you try that and it works, tell me what I did wrong. And I said I had that candy bar. I'm starting to think somebody ate it. Interesting. Well, okay, so we're not going to add that candy bar because it looks like somebody ate it. So that's okay. So, got our mix. Normally I would not do what I'm fixing to do, but it's going to be a couple hours. I'm going to wipe the rest of that flour out of there, you guys. You didn't see that. So I'm going to put this in this container so that I can put the lid on it. I'm just going to, I think it'll all fit in there. Yeah. Oh yeah, that'll work. So I'm going to transfer it into this bowl so I can have the lid on it. And if it's warm in your kitchen like it is mine, I'm just going to be honest with you, it gets hot in my kitchen. So what I do in between batches, I don't leave my cookies, my dough sitting out on the counter in between my batches, even though it takes like 8 to 10 minutes. I don't leave it out because it gets so hot. The consistency is not the same in the cookies. So, all right, so there's our finished cookie dough. Yum. I do not eat raw cookie dough. So there's that. I'm going to put it in the fridge. Like I said, at least 2 hours. I try to let it do 2 hours. I don't really have 2 hours to let it go today, but I'm going to have to because it's just not, it's just the best after you let it set for a while. So, put my lid on, put that in the fridge. We'll see y'all in 2 hours. All right, so we're going to check on Dennis, see what he's up to out here.
Just picking.
Yeah. I'm going to mic him up, y'all, so you can hear him while we're talking. I think I got it on there. So he's been picking. Let's see. Oh, nice.
Right here behind you too, okay.
Squash, zucchini, some beautiful little tomatoes. Oh, okra. Got some more okra coming in. All right. So I'm going to go through and pick some peppers. And I might get some of the big green tomatoes. So if some of my customers tomorrow at the farmer's market want some fried green tomato sandwiches. So we're going to get that done. And looky here. Look at these pickles coming in, which is good because our others are crapping out. And so are my poor little green beans because I messed up when I was doing all that weeding and pulled them. So we'll check in on everything. Okay, so my Cubanelles are ready. I wasn't quite sure how dark they were supposed to be, but I just looked at them, looked them up because I wasn't 100% sure, and they are light green and about this size. So looks like we've got quite a few that are ready. I'm excited about that. So don't want the plant to get too heavy with them either because the plant is still kind of small. These are beautiful though. Beautiful peppers. Oh yeah. Get some of these. Let those grow a little bit longer. I don't want, like I said, I don't want my plant to be too heavy. To show you guys. So these are looking good. So here's some more on this plant. Get a few of these. They're good size, but the plant's pretty small. They look good. All right, these are pepperoncinis that are ready. I see some red ones in there. These look great too. Some bugs got to already. Don't like that. I don't like to share with the bugs. Look at that. But got in that one. But not that. Oh, they did get in that one too. Darn it. Didn't realize. Yeah. Got a massive problem on this one with them. That one looks good. So they're not getting in them until they're changing colors like that. Flim Flam. So I need to watch these a little better. So those look good. You can see my basil is way out of control. Alright, so we're going to check the bell peppers. Because I had some beautiful, yeah, you can see these look great. Just got to check them. Yeah, those look good. This is a California Wonder. It's supposed to turn red, but I'm kind of afraid. No, that's the YOLOs. California Wonders are green. Too many varieties. Look at that, guys. It is perfect. Love that. Got some in here that are no longer good. Try to pull that off real quick. Something got to that one already. It happens. This is also a California Wonder. It's a decent size. Looks good. Got some any bigger in here. Nope. That one's not very big. Let that keep going. These are California Wonder. Let's see if there's any big enough in here to pick. Not very big in there either. Got a lot of foliage on it. These are golden. That's a California. Not very big. There's quite a few on there, but I don't think any are really big enough to pick yet. No. And then we go into our golden bells. You can see we've got some in here. I haven't started turning yet. These are just starting to really put on some nice look. It looked great. These are purple beauties. Oh, yes. And we have some ready. These don't get very big. That's about the size I usually pull them. Let's see. Yeah, that's about the size I usually pull those. Sometimes they'll get a little bit bigger, but I'll be honest with you, if I let them go too long, they're going to rot. I don't know why. Anybody has any advice on those? You can see that one right there has, well, maybe that's just a leaf on it. Let's see. Yeah, that was just a leaf. But, yeah. Looks nice. Love those. And they're just at that point where they've started turning. And I think they really taste good. They're sweet. I'm excited, you guys. Those are small. That one's still pretty small. I'll let that one go. Had a tomato plant come out of nowhere again. So, I don't think I'm going to end up with any peppers on that one. That one doesn't have any on it yet. I don't think this one does either. Nope. Let's see. These are Big Bertha. A sweet one that's not mature yet because they get pretty big. This one looks good except for it's got a spot. So to the birds it goes. Those are not big. Bertha is getting some bugs in her. There's one. Looks really good. Let's see. Pray nobody got to her yet. Nice. They usually get bigger, but now I'm afraid something's going to get to them. Oh, we got one tomato that looks like it has already rotted on the vine. I think Dennis missed the black cherry tomatoes. I'll pull those in a minute. Let's see. We got some nice green ones. That one's not quite big enough. I think these are Cherokee purples. And I don't want to take those. Those are beefsteak. You can see this one has already rotted. So we don't want that one. Woo! Alright. So these look pretty good. I'm going to find a few to pick for people for fried green tomatoes. That one's a decent size. I'm going to check around and see what we've got before I pull too many. That one's okay. It's not huge. But I'm pretty sure I saw some pretty big ones in some of the other ones. Woo! Okay, guys, so woo, this is the South in the summer. That humidity, you can see I'm sweating like crazy from picking produce. So I'm about done. And I was going to show you guys the haul that I got. Now, Dennis already took in the squash, zucchini, cucumbers, okra, and blackberries that he picked for me. And this is what I picked. Peppers, I have banana peppers, jalapeno peppers, all kinds of peppers. I picked some green tomatoes in case anybody wants some for fried green tomatoes. Oh, there's squash and zucchini. I thought he carried it all in. Green beans, and another basket of peppers. So I've been out here, baby, I don't know, about 45 minutes and got all this picked. And you can see I am sweating from it, but that's not a bad thing. But got it all done, and hopefully we do well at the farmer's market tomorrow.